cannot leap over buildings in a single bound, and he cannot stop locomotives. But tonight, you'll find out why. I met Bob Terrell a short time ago. A short time not being 5 years ago, not 5 months ago, but a mere 5 days before I wrote the speech. Bob Terrell sent out an email to me, and maybe you got that email too. It was for District 48. And it said, a very distinguished Toastmaster has a specific need because of a medical situation to become a different type of Toastmaster. It said he needs to become a silent evaluator. If you'd like to learn more, please write to me at bob.terrell@gmail.com. I was inspired and curious, but knowing that it could possibly be a scam, I checked it out. I wanted to know what Bob was serving. Was it a corned beef on rye? Hardly. So I emailed Bob back, and what I found out from my new hero was nothing less than amazing. Bob told me about his past, his present condition, and he told me about a challenge for all of us Toastmasters here. Bob's story started with when he was 9 years old. He told me he was inspired by his father, who was part of the American Legion. He went with his father to one of the meetings, and he couldn't believe how well the people spoke. Everything came out so polished and so effectively, and little Bob said someday he was going to be able to speak just like those grown-ups. Fast forward about 20 years. Bob becomes an IT guy with a pharmaceutical company. But his trainer says Bob has more talent, more ability, and taps him on the shoulder to become a trainer and not just an IT guy. Bob thinks this gives me the opportunity again to work on my speaking ability and to become that leader I dreamed of when I was just 9 years old. Let's fast forward still a bit. Bob is in St. Pete, not far from here. He gets a job as the PR spokesperson for a company for the public works of St. Pete. He's on TV. He has to talk to millions of people. Bob needs to up his game. So what does Bob do? He raises his hand and takes that oath, just like Jason did, just like Melissa did, just like Joe Dell did. He took the oath that all of us here took to become a Toastmaster. That was again in 1996. And he didn't become just a Toastmaster. That is definitely underestimating what he did. He's still a Toastmaster 23 years later. He became a distinguished Toastmaster, the highest level of Toastmaster you can possibly be. He's been a member of 15 clubs, and his accolades go on and on. It was like Bob was in a train car that was going up this mountain, going up and up and up, gaining momentum. Nothing could stop Bob. Until suddenly, Bob hit a brick wall, and he hit hard. Bob was having a little problem swallowing and speaking. So he went to the doctor. He went to several doctors. And he finally got the diagnosis. They told him he had ALS, or Lou Gehrig's disease. Anyone know what that is? Yeah. It's a devastating disease that we have no cure for now that affects every muscle in your body except for your brain. It affects your ability to eat, to move, to walk, even to breathe. It's a heinous disease. I know if I had gotten that diagnosis, I would have laid in bed, pulled the covers over top of me, and never gotten out, probably. But not Bob Terrell. After the initial shock, Bob decided he was going to partner with the disease. He was going to coexist with it. Imagine that. And he was going to find something he was passionate about. And he decided he was passionate about Toastmasters. So here's his challenge. He wants all of us to start videotaping our speeches, just like we're doing today. Using our phone in a landscape position, videotape your speech. Because videotaping is an objective eye. You never know how you come across until you see yourself on tape. And Bob, as a distinguished Toastmasters, knows what a gift that is for all of us to make us the best Toastmasters we can possibly be. So Bob's challenge to all of us, what he's serving, is to use our cameras to tape ourselves, and if we choose to send those evaluations to him. If you would like an objective Toastmaster to give feedback, and you can email him at bob.terrell@gmail.com. So to sum up, Bob Terrell is offering us something very valuable. He wants us all to be the best Toastmasters we can be. I don't know about you, but I think it's a win-win for all of us, and I want to be on Bob's team. Bob is truly my hero, and I'll tell you, it's been 3 years since his diagnosis, and he still lives in St. Pete. He can walk, he can type, and he can feel, but he can no longer speak. So if you would like to grace him with your videotapes, he'd love to help out. And I'd like to end today by saying that Bob, even though you don't have a voice, and you've allowed me to be your spokesperson today, I think that your message has been heard loud and clear. Thank you.